Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Myself. What's good, everybody? Good morning, everybody. I made sure I had to unmute myself. I already know. Y'all got me. I got me. What's good, everybody? I appreciate y'all for being here today. Thank y'all for tapping in with the Coach Smook Network this morning. Happy to have y'all here to have another episode, man. We got something new for y'all today. Well, not new. We're bringing it back. Bringing it back. We got the Smook Scoop today, man. We got the Smook Scoop today with some Alabama recruiting. But today, I'm not giving y'all the scoop because my members are the only ones that are going to get the scoop on what we have as far as Alabama commitment wise. We got some early commit stuff happening. We got some possible flips on the horizon. So if you are a member of the channel, you will be on the inside with that. I've been waiting for June to come around. I've been having some conversations to create some confidential and respected relationships. So we're going to get into that conversation today. Let me fix my doggone head, man. It's looking kind of weird today. I ain't got no hair up front today. So, yeah, we had to pull it back last night. I don't know why, man. It was so hot in here. I had to pull it back. So we got to lay back today. Listen, welcome into the chat, everybody. I thank y'all for pulling up. What's good, Zach? What's good, Travelpreneur? Everybody tapping in. Make sure y'all drop a comment. We got 12 live over here on YouTube, 19 on Twitter, and 1 live on Facebook. Appreciate y'all for tapping in early. We got recruiting talk this morning. If you're a Bama fan and you're wondering about recruiting, we're going to be able to get into that conversation today. You run up the likes. Hey, Zach, let me know how I sound, man. I got a new little sound filter on here. Hopefully it's working pretty solid. And y'all can hear it good. Why Alabama football could have a head start on pitched SEC versus Big Ten scheduling pack. Why are we? What? Jason, you came in here with a random. We talking recruiting today. Jacob Brooks, what's good, brother? Welcome in. What's up, man? Roll Tide, man. Roll Tide. We got some new faces in the chat today. Jacob picked up that wristband too. I seen that. That happened the other day, I believe. I'm not. Oh no, it was a Jacob Ellison, and then we got Jacob Brooks. We got an Ellison, a Jacob. Got a few Jacobs in the community, man. That's actually members. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Listen, we gotta. Nah, you good, Jason? I know everybody be wanting to come in and chop it up with Coach Smook. Listen, I come in and I get off topic with y'all because I love chatting it up with the community. But today we got the Smook Scoop, man. We got recruiting the whole month of June, and why not? Why wait until June 1st? And we'll be behind the power curve, and we'll start to see what happened yesterday with a major network, man. They keep doing it, man. Folks just don't want to get their own information, you know. They want to they want to resource off of you, use their big boy power to try to muscle it and push it out as their own. So we got to keep putting our stuff out there. It ain't no more timeline for Coach Smook. When it hit the mind, we're going to put it out there, and we're going to start throwing knockout punches here soon. What's up, Rod? Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody pulling up in the chat, man. Hey, Zach, make sure we get everybody up in the Discord, man. I know Discord has been having some issues. If you all have not joined the Discord, you might want to join now. I know we haven't been pushing our Discord server. We did some cleaning up, had to get rid of some snakes and some fakes in there. So now that we got a clean community, we're really pushing it. Get back in there. We have a lot of different channels and stuff that are becoming a lot more active. Recently here, our gaming community channel is starting to pick up some traction because we're starting to pick up that vibe over there on TikTok. If you haven't been watching it on Coach Smook Gaming here on YouTube, y'all need to go subscribe over there on Coach Smook Gaming, but you also go follow your boy on TikTok at Coach Smook, and that's where you see the live gaming content. And it's been fun the last couple days. We've had a lot of members in the community that currently support. They've been playing. We've been having some good games, man. Getting ready for our league setup in when the 26 feature comes out, when the 26 version comes out. So a lot of fun here at the Coach Smook Network, man. And I'm just glad to be a part of the family, have to be what they call kind of like the leader of this family, but not just the leader, but to be amongst you all and just continue to provide this great content. And for you all to support it, it means a lot to me. And I just wanted to take that moment and thank you all. But before we get into that, even thank you all, I want to thank God for allowing me to be here and experience this space with you all, man. It's been a journey, and we're going to continue to travel this journey and have fun and continue to produce this quality content, man. Thank y'all for being here. Whizzle Man is back in the building. What's good, Whizzle Man? I know my brother is glad to be back. Oh my God. Listen, I've been missing that name right there. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. And we just wait for Dougie Fresh to get done. He been in transition. Our paralegal, man. Our what is it? Our resident paralegal / lawyer / big time representative, man. I'm telling you, I got a vision for Coach Smook Network, and a lot of you all just don't know it. You're right now, some of you that are close to the source, to the root of this, you're in the beginning phases of some of your careers, and just what I'm needing to be for this network to continue to grow and become legitimized on a larger scale. You all just don't know the type of opportunities you're setting yourself up with your loyalty and your support, and you all know how things can change overnight when it comes to media and industry and people in it. Like, our work is not going wasted. We're not wasting our time here as we, take the first 10-15 minutes to let everybody get in. We're not wasting our time here. We're really putting in work. I know y'all see me act up on social media every now and then, but we have a lot of important meetings and things behind the scenes that require us to be on a certain level, man. And that's why we haven't, we don't care to change up who we are. We know what our authentic product is. People are attracted to it. They don't have to say it out loud. I don't care for it to be seen publicly, as long as it's setting me up to be able to provide opportunities for these young athletes at the next level and get them educated, them and their families. As long as that's there, it's providing me an opportunity to provide for my family, for my children, right? And it's keeping me in a space of doing something, engaging and impacting my surroundings in a positive way, right? That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. If God is pleased with it, that's all that matters. So As we dive into the recruiting segment today, I want y'all to remember that as you take an opportunity to become a member of the AAA family. And if you are excited about getting into this show today, man, I want you all to put in the chat, put me in the game, coach. Let's talk some Alabama recruiting, man. As we step into this weekend, right? I got some Smook scoop for you. For most of y'all know that this weekend we have 14 recruits coming to Alabama. They will be visiting this weekend. And these are the official announcements. I think there's 2 more that have been added to the list. I haven't got the official report. They're either going to be showing up Friday or tomorrow, May 30th, or they'll be coming the last day, which is Sunday, for this weekend's visit, and they'll be staying throughout early Monday. So it's going to be interesting weekend coming up this weekend. Not necessarily interesting. I think it's a hype weekend because some of the players that's on this list that I'm going to talk about, you all are going to be like, okay, you just were saying that this guy is possibly. This is why I tell y'all, man, this staff is special and they're different because I truly believe that. And somebody tell me, is my mic? Does it sound like I'm cluttered? Because I do not want to sound cluttered today. This is going to be some quality stuff. Does it sound cluttered? Do I need some more highs? Somebody talk to me. Where my sound take? Where Jordan at? What's up, big homie? Hey, big homie, if you on today, man, we're going live tonight with some gaming content again. Appreciate you for pulling up too, man. The brother, big homie. So, y'all let me know. I just feel like it's flat. Mic check. That might be a little bit better. Can y'all hear the difference now? Oh yeah. Now we talking with some clarity. Now we got some clarity here. Now we got some. Okay. Yeah. I'm feeling that. All right. So do y'all hear the difference? Do y'all feel it? Come on now. Y'all know y'all feel it now. Come on, man. Stop. Don't joke on me. All right. Let's get into it. Alabama. The list goes as such. This is the list, and I can share this. This is actually from the Bama 247 Sports site. But my brother Brody Smook. If y'all haven't checked Brody Smook's content or follow him on Twitter, you're late, you're behind, and you're missing out on the best Alabama recruiting source insight coverage as far as getting you the write-ups and everything. Yeah, Brody Smook is the man. And I'm gonna continue to say that. There's some other names in the industry that kind of get a little bit more recognition because of, the resources and things that's provided to them. But for somebody to do the legwork, I see it because I'm that type of personality in the industry. I do a lot of legwork and have to resource without having the funding and the finance behind me and the backing. So I rock with Brody. Me and Brody, we be out here beating feet. It's a lot of them. Paul Tech Sports is one of those guys I respect too, man. But when it comes to Bama football, talking recruiting, let's talk about this list of players we got coming. Starting from the top, man, a 5-star that I believe Alabama has been serious about. A lot of people laughed at me when I said that we would target this 6'5" safety. Y'all remember I got jokes about targeting the 6'5" safety, but Alabama is making a push for 5-star Jet Washington. We'll talk about him. KJ Edwards, Nolan Wilson, Sincere Johnson, Braden Rouse, Titan Davis, Kevin Ford Jr., Jonas Walton, Malachi Lee, Ryan Mosley, Kenny Darby, Deacon Smith, Xavier Tiller, and JJ Finch are the confirmed visitors for this weekend. And if you don't know of Sincere Johnson, you're going to know of him after this weekend. They have a strong agenda behind trying to capture his attention as we are in a battle between, everybody's after Sincere, but the real front runners right now is us and I believe Ohio State. Penn State is right in there too. Penn State has been pulling in a lot of quality interest and positive reviews from a lot of high-end targets in this 26 class. Messiah Hampton is one guy that I was very interested in as far as Alabama targeted earlier in his recruiting. And then a guy, I'm saying he's a Pennsylvania guy. Well, I think Messiah's a Pennsylvania guy. But these are some high-end guys out of that Northeast region, the Midwest Northeast region, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, all of those areas, right? And Sincere Johnson is one of the studs coming out of that area. A guy that many believe could play just about anywhere at the linebacker position at Alabama. I think that's something that's going to be attractive to him. Braden Rouse, another guy coming from Marietta, Georgia. I think Braden Rouse, us getting his attention and getting him on campus is very important because I think Tennessee has a stronghold on him. They really have a realistic plan on having him as a true freshman starter. He fits the mold of what type of linebacker they like to develop in their scheme currently. But with a lot of the changes at Tennessee, a lot of things happening with Nico and some other rumors coming out, I think just making it official that Alabama's in the circle kind of keeps him a priority at Tennessee. But Kane Womack, Chuck Morale, Freddie Roach, it's things happen when you get to hanging around those guys on recruiting visits, and they get to talking to you and really showcasing you a projection of what you can develop into and what's available at the University of Alabama. And it's hard to not keep your head looking that way. Plus Texas is in the mix for that. So we'll dive into the conversation about the value of them visiting this week as we continue to go down the list. Titan Davis, somebody that I'm really high on. I think he's the perfect next bandit at Alabama. Look for Alabama to make another a strong push and a strong pitch for him this weekend as we battle Penn State, USC. Some people think Michigan. I don't think Michigan's in the running for Titan Davis anymore. I think, a lot of things are happening as far as that defensive line room that probably would not be attractive to some of the main things that he's looking for as far as the next step in his career. Duncanville, Texas, producing another product that we're going to be targeting heavily, and that's an edge product. There's a possibility that Alabama might lose 2 to 3 guys out of the edge room from each side of the defensive line, right? Whether that's the bandit or the wolf position. Kevin Ford Jr. is a guy that hasn't been very loud on his recruitment, but Alabama has been very direct in what their approach is in attacking him. Well, not attacking him, going to get him and trying to get his commitment in this 26th class. So going to be quality here. We talked about KJ Edwards, the other running back, earlier, making a visit. I don't think we have a chance with him. I think he's just taking a visit. But one that I do think we might have a chance with as far as getting some interest and possibly getting a flip. We know he's committed to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is very high on this man. But Jonas Walton out of Carrollton, Georgia. I know we missed on Juju. I say missed, and Caleb is gone. But Jonas Walton was kind of part of that whole progressional tie to Carrollton, to Carrollton, Georgia. Not necessarily to Carrollton where Caleb Odom and Juju and them came from, but to that area, right? That whole having that pipeline there, getting him on campus, trying to capture his attention, maybe open his eyes a little bit, make him consider some things. That just continues to create value for guys you may have coming later in for official visits during the summer. Then, like I said, one that popped up on the radar recently, and I don't know if we're recruiting him as a defensive lineman or offensive lineman. Malachi Lee. I've seen some people have him. Jason Jackson. Crowell is locked. Xavier Crowell. That's a lock. All right, that's a lock. Ain't no playing. He ain't got time to even be playing. He trying to go get another running back to come up. I'm sorry. They're trying to duo it up. Just know that Alabama is trying to pull in the duos, chat. So yeah, who was talking about? Malachi Lee out of Hawaii. Kamehameha. If y'all watch Dragon Ball Z, y'all know what that is. Kamehameha. Bama Bill said, feel like we passed on Juju. Oh yeah, I'm glad we did. I mean, you had Keelan Russell. I mean, that's probably one of 2 options that's acceptable when you're just looking at what they did at the high school level and what they produce at the collegiate level, their progressions, everything I've seen from Juju at Colorado has been nothing but positive. Even watching well-off media's film of him. Let me not get over on that topic, but yeah, Keelan Russell, we got him in this class. So we're talking about the rest of this visiting list. Malachi Lee from Honolulu, Hawaii. Like I said, I don't know if we're recruiting him as a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, 6'6", 318. Has some plays, O-line plays tackle position. We know we're trying to pad that position. Not very much quality depth right now. Well, I won't say quality depth. Not a lot of depth there. Not for sure tackles on this roster. But with this recruiting class last year, you kind of created some space and some flexibility there because you got multiple guys in that class, and Mal Waldrop, Michael Carroll, and Jackson Lloyd that have played the tackle position and are going to be strong tackles in their career. And then you round that class out with Mal Waldrop, right, on the offensive line. Not Mal Waldrop, Michael Dubose, a guard, a true guard. So you look at it, you look at what they're targeting. Bringing in a guy like Malachi Lee will be good. I think that's what you want to do when you talk about getting high-end guys, highly rated guys on campus and getting them speaking highly of you. It's attractive. It gets the other eyes looking. Like I said, this might be a move. And this is a young man, since coming on Alabama's radar, has been speaking high. And more and more analysts are starting to see him trend. They're starting to say he's trending towards Alabama. So early summer visit, getting him starting off his visiting season or recruiting season with a visit with Alabama early. Same time you're getting Sincere Johnson, right? Sincere Johnson on the same day. Who else did I talk about? Sincere Johnson and Jet Washington. You got, like, when you have recruiting visits, and we'll break this down later in the show. When you have recruiting visits, you have like not a scheme, a philosophy. You have a recruiting philosophy. You have a plan. You have coordinators, right? Recruiting coordinators. And as a matter of fact, we're going to get, we can get her on and possibly talk about that, man. I just thought about it. Yeah, why didn't I think of this earlier? I might have a surprise for the AAA family. I got a surprise for y'all next week's recruiting segment. I got a surprise for y'all. After we get our reports Sunday evening, we'll report what we've been hearing from the recruiting weekend. But I got a surprise for y'all. I'm going to do something. I'm going to pull something that nobody has probably thought of. And I know the Rubberneckers are in here. Well, they probably not here right now because they taking lead from the Keys, you know what I'm saying? But I got something for y'all, man. Jay, so how do you feel about Nick Abrams being high on the kid for about a year? Nick Abrams, I spoke with Nick Abrams during the spring of last year, and he's set to come, I think, is that June? Is he coming the 29th? I think he's going to be here, but I know he's making a few unofficials. He's made a few unofficials this offseason too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to jump ahead of myself because I don't have it in front of me. But Nick Abrams, I spoke with him during the spring. Yeah, through Twitter. I spoke with him. Hey, the thing is, when you look at the type of recruiting that Alabama is doing, and you probably said the same thing about Nick Abrams, IQ kid, a high IQ kid when it comes to the game of football. Like, just talking about the game of football is enough for him. You get what I'm saying? He don't have to talk about highlights or anything. Just discussing scheme, understanding. That's what I like in young men. That when you talking about early day one type talent, he's a day one talent. And then when he's smart enough to really retain what he's being taught from the playbook, those are quality guys, man. So I'm high on them too, Jay. So appreciate you for pulling up today too, man. Appreciate you. Jordan checking in. My guy Therese Russell, what's up? Checking in on Facebook. We got Facebook in the house. Appreciate the heart reaction too, bro. But yeah, we got some got a great recruiting visitation list this weekend. Ryan Mosley, a Georgia commit. Now, Georgia fans, I want y'all to pump your brakes. I'm telling you. Because the Jamarcus Shepard effect is real. If you talk to any big name receiver, and this Ryan Mosley kid hasn't been getting enough respect. 6'4", 205, 210, right? Kind of like Travis Smith Jr. out of Georgia, Westlake last year. Wasn't getting a lot of actual respect coming into the season. Some people knew about him, was known in there. But when I say you're talking about a kid out of the Carrollton area that isn't getting enough shine because of all the talent that's coming through there the last few years, Ryan Mosley is under the radar and will be brought out. Like his coming out party this year, like this recruiting season, people are going to know. He's going to have a couple of showcases where he's going to make some plays in some of these rivals camps and all of this other stuff, and people are going to start talking about it. We've been on Ryan Mosley for how long, big homie? Big homie, how long Coach Smook been on Ryan Mosley? I don't harken on him because we got CD Morgan, you know. We got a few more in the class that I believe I know for a fact Alabama's going to get 2 receivers in this class. An underrated 3-star committed to Georgia, coming to Alabama to start off his recruiting season, his visit season, is not safe. If you haven't learned, and if last year wasn't enough to really shake people's minds about what this staff can do as far as when they get guys on campus, then you and yeah, we got a lot of flips after visits last year, and then a lot of them decommitted and committed elsewhere. A few of them decommitted and committed elsewhere. But if you look at the actual flips from last class, out of the 21 commits we had, I think we ended up having 21 total commits, signees, right? But 28. We had 12 of those guys were flips. They decommitted from another school and came and committed to this staff. Previously targeted by the Saban staff and their recruiting staff, right? Targeted by Saban and their staff coming in, you know, as juniors. Didn't really give Alabama much look. Kalen DeBoer's staff come in, they start, you know, getting their footholds in some of these spots, and then they get back on their agenda. They get into some guys' ears. They start having those in-home visits. They got time now. They were able to produce a product, a compressed product. Now you've had time for that product to decompress and really lay out. And now you can really make a pitch about your future and development. Oh, man. Ryan Mosley is a guy that I think Alabama will make a serious push for. I think I'm about 98% sure that we have Sedarian Morgan getting locked up for Alabama. I know Auburn keeps putting out this false news, acting like they got him. I don't think it's a realistic chance that he goes to Auburn. That's just my personal opinion. I think we got him. I'm 98% sure. But Ryan Mosley would definitely be a great asset. And I think with this class, you get a guy like Ryan Mosley to go with CD Morgan. You got Latier Brooks going to be on that roster still next year, who's going to be in his second year. Derek Meadows is going to be in his second year. Ryan Williams, Jalen Mbakwe. You might have Cole Adams for a senior year. Jalen Hale, you might have for a senior year. Right? That's your first couple guys. Bubba Hampton, if we can keep him healthy and out the portal. So you look at the wide receiver depth right now. You want to go and get 2 more big-time playmakers, and I think that's the recruiting pitch. We only have room for playmakers right now. We don't have room for position fillers or we're not trying to stack the wide receiver room. We're stacked. We have some senior guys that we're going to continue to let them kind of lead and phase out. And when our freshmen, that 24 class become their junior class, then we'll pad up our wide receiver room, because that class, you're going to lose 4 or 5 guys, right? So your 27 class is probably going to see a overhaul of wide receivers. You might see another trio or quartet of wide receiver in overhaul. So finishing out this list, Xavier Tiller. I'm sorry I get long-winded when I get to talking about these young men that I'm actually talking to and have some insight on and connected to. So Xavier Tiller, coming out of Fairburn, man, another freakish athlete, 6'4", 212. Some think he could play wide receiver. He's listed as a tight end. I think he has a lot of wide receiver skill sets. I believe it's a hooper too, if I'm not mistaken. Good morning, Megan. Good to see you, sis. I've been missing the topics in the Discord. We got time now. July, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. So take your rest right now, baby girl, because you got work to do. Let me stop. Deacon Smith, man. It's Deacon Smith. Another guy I'm going to talk about later in the show. 3-star. And I don't know how that happens, but we know how that is. We know what that is. That's politics. And then JJ Finch, another defensive lineman that I'm excited about. Interior guy, gives me Stephen Boomer type feels when it comes to how Alabama is approaching him in the recruiting aspect. Young, raw player, right? As far as playing the game of football. Didn't start playing football, I believe, until his 10th grade year. So to be a 3-star, getting looks from Bama, making an official visit this weekend, getting a few looks from a few schools, man. 26 total offers, or 30 total offers right now. Tennessee is in there, LSU is in there. Purdue is real heavy on being in that Indiana region. Definitely going to be in that Indiana region. Be heavy on him. My guy said, Jason Jackson says, I hope, because CM sounded like he was high on Colorado for a second after that visit. Man, listen, when you go to Colorado, you can't help but be high. And then think about it. I told you all, I wouldn't be mad. It would not make sense. I mean, it would not make sense. It will make perfect sense with Terrell Owens being from Alexander City. That, I don't think y'all understand. Some of these kids grow up and they may not necessarily be Alabama fans, but some of their favorite players may be from Alabama. And Terrell Owens, I mean, impact wise for Alexander City, we know what he goes back and does, you know, for the community football camps and all of that. CD Morgan has watched him, and there's been other players from the area in this region that really rock with Coach Prime. And Coach Prime has shown that he really cares about the player more than what media thinks, what somebody else on the outside. If he feel like he can help you get the best opportunity, he gonna give you everything available. And it's hard to go against that. You got guys like Nick Saban that respect what Coach Prime does, his pitch and everything, what he does for his sons and everything. So it's hard to kind of speak on it and be mad when you lose a recruit to Colorado, or you lose a recruit to Kirby Smart in Georgia, or you lose a guy to Ohio State, right? It's hard to be mad at. You get mad when you lose a recruit to Tennessee or Auburn or Florida, maybe, right? Alabama got to Florida. But when you have certain pedigrees and certain names at programs, you kind of be like, all right, I can see that. And so CD Morgan going to Colorado, what that was 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, man. And what's crazy is, I ain't gonna say that. I don't need to put that out. Folks get mad when I do that. For everybody that's been around, y'all know the type of relationship that boy, I mean, just like I hope every recruit does. Every visit, you should respect it. Go in unbiased, open, really listening and taking advantage of how you can benefit from that opportunity. Because at the end of the day, it's really how you can benefit. Everybody's looking for their own benefit. The school's trying to benefit from you. The coach is trying to benefit from you. Everybody's looking for their own benefit. You have to take advantage of that. What's important to you is what matters. And that's what you got to consider. So let's dive into the conversation, man. I want to highlight a few guys that I believe are going to be high value targets for this class, for this weekend, and then some undervalued targets. And we got to make sure we clarify what those terms mean. So let's jump into it here on the Coach Smook Network. Hopefully y'all ready, and y'all know what time it is, man. I need everybody in the chat to go ahead and say, "Put me in the game, Coach. Let's get into it."
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Let's go, man. All right, y'all. We back at it. We back at it again. I want to talk about the highly valued targets coming in this weekend, and I might need to turn this fan. That's probably what the noise is. That's what it is. All right. So I want to talk about the highly valued targets coming for this weekend on the visit. When you put some of the names out there, we went over the whole list. I want to talk about a few guys. Let's start at the top, man. I got this guy, Jet Washington, 6'5", 200 pounds. I put wide receiver. That was my mistake because people were laughing when I said we would recruit him and he had the ability to play wide receiver. I was just having a moment, but he is a safety prospect. Jet Washington, 6'5", from Bishop Gorman. If you all know about Bishop Gorman, they produce quality skill position players. We've seen quarterbacks coming from Bishop Gorman. We've seen running backs, wide receivers, defensive backs. This is another Bishop Gorman product. They put out quality prospects. 6'5", 200 pounds safety. First of all, I'm on Facebook. I'm live on Facebook. Therese, you remember years ago, Alabama was recruiting a 6'5" safety, and we were in a sports trash talk group, And they laughed because Coach Smook just had this strong belief that this safety would be recruited and play at the collegiate level as a safety. Somebody go and find that safety's name that played for Miami. He was 6'5", 215. And I got called crazy for saying that this man, looking at his film and how he played the safety position at the high school level, he wasn't slow. He wasn't just the biggest kid on the field. He was playing in some quality ball, right? Quality region in Florida, some Florida ball, and played a 6'5" safety and had range and actually had some speed. He goes to Miami and has a solid career. I think he might be coming up on his 4th or 5th year, right? Has a solid career. We have a situation in Jet Washington where he's going to defy the odds and be one of those like we have on roster. And this is a pitching point that I'm saying this staff has right now. They have a 6'4" corner in Dijon Lee, right? 6'4", 200-pound corner. And he's out there balling in this scheme as a true freshman. So a guy in Jet Washington who's going to come into a safety room next year that's not going to be as crowded. You're going to have Ike Taylor there. You might have Zay Mincy, Cam Howard, Ray Hubbard, Kirkpatrick. That's your 5. You might have Red Morgan, right? For sure. And then in this class, you got Edmonds committed right now. Right? Who's the other DB committed? We got Jordan Edmonds. And then who's the other one? Is that Zion Gibson? We're looking at to possibly play defensive back. We don't know where we're going to play Zion Gibson, to be honest. Let's be real. The boy could play on both sides of the ball. You kind of don't want to tell him what he going to play. Kind of want him to come in with a Jaden Mbakwe skill set, right? But you look at the turnover of what's being pushed out next year in the secondary. I think we're padded at corner right now with what we're recruiting and what's on roster and we should retain next year. You're going to lose Damani Jackson. You're going to lose Deshaun Jones. Cam Calhoun will be eligible for the draft, but I'm pretty sure he'll come back. You're going to have Xavier Brown still there. Who else we got in that room? Dijon Lee, Chuck McDonald. I mean, you got your corners. It's about padding that safety room. Keon Sabb's going next year. Ray Hubbard's actually eligible for the draft next year, if I'm not mistaken. Redshirt sophomore. He'll be eligible for the draft. So you look at their room, Jet Washington, they're going to, and I think the staff has already been high on him. When they were at Washington, they were high on Jet Washington. He's carried over from that West Coast recruiting field. I like Jet Washington being here. Look at them, high value targets, meaning this is one of the guys you're going to see maybe 3 or 4 extra people around while he's on campus, right? It's important. This is the guy that you're going to see other recruits that are going to be on campus this week that are already committed to Alabama, or true freshmen who have just early enrollees that have been there that are still on campus. These are the guys that they're going to be trying to get along and hang out. Not everybody else, but him. He's going to be one that they're going to focus on. Dijon Lee, Ike Taylor, they're going to be talking to this kid. They have to. He's part of the future. So I think Jet Washington has got to look at Sincere Johnson, the linebacker, Ohio State commit. I think USC was heavy on him. We had all this, and I told y'all, man, Sincere Johnson, if we get a look, watch out. If we get a look, watch out. A month ago, I didn't think it was a chance, but I said if we get a look, I told y'all if we get a look, watch out. Chuck Morrell is a very interpersonal person, very smart coach. But more so than that, Sincere Johnson, I think the relationship and the interaction that he's had with Roach and Kane Womack is going to play a big part. This is a smart linebacker. This is a kid that looks good off the edge, but can come in and be part of that tutelage of inside linebacker rotation that we're seeing develop at Alabama. You get Sincere Johnson in a progressional growth pattern with guys like Abdul Sanders Jr., Luke Metz, Duke Johnson, Justin Hill, QB Reese. So I mean, you want to have 6 guys available at all times. Injuries, nicks and knacks here as far as developmental curve and all of that. You want to have 6 quality guys, talented guys. Sincere Johnson is going to be a very focal point, a huge focal point this weekend. Titan Davis. Now, if you got a name like Titan, you got to be good, right? You got to be worth something. Got to be worth something. Well, turn on the film. That's all I'm gonna say about Titan Davis. Out of Missouri, the young man. A lot of people they laugh at talent coming from like Missouri and Kansas. Y'all better go pay attention to what's happening in college football. Recruiting is getting past pipelines now. Social media is really helping. James Williams, facts, keen eater. Jet Washington, James Williams. James Williams meets Jet Washington. A lot of people thought I was tripping. And it's funny because what's up? Henry Gill is my man. Listen, my family checking in on Facebook. Appreciate the reaction over there, family. Drop a comment and say what's up or something so I can acknowledge you, family. Mello, Sincere Johnson is a Buckeye, period. Pipe down. Oh, Mello, you about to get in your feelings? Listen, if Alabama gets a look, watch out. Somebody better, hey, I need a horn. I don't have one. I like that. If Alabama gets a look, watch out. Because I'm telling you, it's something about this staff. And I said this last year before it started coming to fruition. When we were able to retain the guys from that 24 class. And I was able to be on campus, post that, and go through spring and be interacting. And a lot of staff, they didn't know any of the media members. So they were talking with everybody, right? And that's why I'm glad. I'm so grateful for being in that position. So it was a lot of things that were being said, and you put one and one together, and two and two together, and then things add up, and you're like, oh, okay, this is why this player would want to be coached by Jamarcus Shepard. This is why this player wants to be coached by Freddie Roach. I'm telling you. And Mello, you can get into that done deal mess all you want to, man. That's what happened with y'all last year, and that's why y'all had to go to the portal. If you're an Ohio State fan. That's why the portal was so important for y'all. That's why you had to go and poach off of rosters during the season, because you already knew what time it was in recruiting. So, yeah, I like Ohio State culture right now, though. I love when you have that beautiful oneness, especially in your faith and your beliefs. I like it. But Sincere Johnson, Titan Davis, like I said, Titan Davis turned on the film. Titan Davis gives me, and y'all gonna laugh when I say this, but do y'all remember Ja Latham from not last year, second year playing Ja Latham? Ja Latham, this will be his fourth year actually being on the field getting snaps. Y'all remember the flashes, Bama fans, from Ja Latham? I want to say his sophomore year. I feel like we're getting that type of product in Titan Davis, but with more of, I think, with his frame. When he finishes developing his frame, he's going to be an interior asset like Ja Latham. I believe Ja Latham would have been more effective at throughout his college career. More of an interior tackle, maybe a true defensive end like he played last year. Put him in at that wolf position. He gets in the end technique, but he's playing more outside linebacker still. I think Titan Davis gives you that flexibility, but he also is just a true defensive lineman, so you can play him in the 3, you can play him in the 5. When you got guys like this that you're targeting, and you look at the defensive line room, right? You got a lot of veteran guys going to be transitioning out. Got a lot of sophomores that are going to be stepping up as veterans this year that are going to have a good case, a good showcase in this year. They're going to be on their way out next year. You want to secure a young guy like this to bring on and have him for that developmental year where he's not needed to make big plays or play big snaps. Titan Davis, I believe Titan Davis is a number one guy as a true freshman in some programs. Not at Alabama though, but I think he adds quality depth as a true freshman. You put him in there for a specific skill set or a specific play call. He dominated getting to the quarterback. It has tracking, lateral track. If Sincere picks Bama, I'll super chat 100 to your channel. If he goes Buckeyes, you super chat to the Buckeye boys $100. Man, listen, I'm not giving nothing to the Buckeyes, first of all, but I appreciate your $5 super chat. And I'm willing to bet that Alabama, he's at Alabama this weekend. Monday, you show up Monday, and I'll tell you my feels towards Sincere Johnson visit. Because I can't say nothing why he because he hasn't been there yet. He hasn't made his official visit. I know what happens when you're on campus, and I just want to see what type of reactions he provides. So holla at me Monday, but appreciate you for the $5 super chat and becoming the first co-sponsor on today's streaming. Mellow number 7. Appreciate you, my guy. Definitely pull up Monday. And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna come in. Do you know Jonathan Armstrong of Ohio? I can't remember the name of the outlet. Jonathan Armstrong, I believe his name is, or Armstead. Let me know. Let me see. Let me update the super chat banner. Co-sponsors. Here we go. Mellow 7. Let me add you to this co-sponsor banner real quick, and then we're gonna get back into our conversation. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody for sticking around and tuning in. And W's in the chat for Mellow, man. W's in the chat for my guy Mellow. You can see yourself on the bottom at the banner. And I think I just seen my family comment, man. He said, "Keep going strong, fam. Loving this. I tune in every chance I can. You gave a lot of good recruiting updates." Hey, family. So this is my family, y'all. This is my cousin tapping in. And a lot of my family didn't even know that I was doing this for the longest. And we are a Bama family. We got a few Auburn friends in our family, but we're a Bama family. So the fact that, we're streaming it on Facebook, I didn't want to stream it on Facebook for the longest. I went the whole year and a half without streaming on Facebook, but now I am. I appreciate y'all, my family, for tuning in and supporting. Thank y'all, man. W to the family. All right, back to it, man. Let me change this beat up. I know y'all tired of that beat. Let's get to the fire. All right, some more high value targets this weekend. Last one that I want to talk about, and this one is, I think this one right here is probably the surprise of the group. And a lot of people, I think this is a Tennessee kid. That's just my personal opinion. When I do this recruiting stuff, I don't try to act like Bama is going to flip everybody and all it is. I'm just more realistic on my experience in dealing with situations, right? And this is recent history, right, of dealing with situations. Not a lot of longevity or a lot of data to put behind it, support it, but just immediate recent history, right? I think Braden Rouse will be the likes of a Justin Hill type of commit for Alabama if we can get him from Tennessee. I think he's a Tennessee kid. He just fits the mold, the way he talks, the way he moves. I feel like, but Kane Womack, Braden Rouse, there's a certain personality thing there that I think Kane Womack likes. And I promise you, if Kane Womack gets to talking to you and get you into that film room, getting you in that office where he's dissecting how his plan for you, and then he starts showing you what's surrounding you, right? And that's one thing at Alabama. When you have top 3 recruiting classes back to back to back, and you go and you have a year where your roster that missed the playoffs, technically, right? Missed the playoffs off a technicality, but was the number 11th ranked team to finish the season. Would have been in the playoffs if we had the new college football format. Thank God for that, right? Hallelujah. But you go and you tell a young guy like Braden Rouse, hey, we have Abdul Sanders Jr. up here in front of you. You got Duke Johnson. But behind, in that secondary, we have some guys that are really going to open it up for linebackers to just play kind of free and really, just do what they do from the linebacker position, whether it's pass rushing, whether it's being a Mike linebacker and, showcase your skill set to dissect plays, IQ, all of that stuff. Like things that matter at the next level, we're able to showcase this because we have a number 2 rated guy here. We have, and I'm not talking about high school, I'm talking about college, PFF rankings and all of that stuff, college ratings. You got a number 2 guy here. You got a top 10 guy here. You got a top 15 guy here. You got a top 10 guy here. Everybody surrounding you is in the top 20 as far as players at that position. They're in the top 20 in the country, right? That's hard to miss out on that and not want to be a part of that. So I would like to say, with Braden Rouse, Tennessee, that's going to be a battle. Getting him on campus this weekend, like I said, he was high on Bama originally, being a Georgia kid. And anytime you have the Northeast Georgia kids, they tend to have some liking towards Bama. They're not necessarily just stuck in Athens. They ride through Athens all the time. They have some interest in Tennessee, Bama. Sometimes they get down to even as far as down to Auburn. You know, Auburn scoop a few up. You don't see many Northeast kids go to Florida though, so that's one thing we don't have to worry about. Tennessee is probably going to be the biggest matchup in this room. I don't know what happened with Georgia. I thought Georgia would be a lot more aggressive in approaching Braden Rouse, but they seem to be going in other directions. And we all know Georgia gonna find studs. They're gonna attract all the studs. But those are my high value targets. These are targets that I feel like this weekend are going to attract a little bit more attention, a little bit more. Hey, come talk to me. Like you can fit day one, kind of like Dijon Lee last year when he came on campus, Keelan Russell when he came on campus, Ike Taylor when he came on campus, Michael Carroll when he came on campus, Jackson Lloyd. There was like 9 or 10 names in that class that I just kept talking about, right? I just kept talking about, and I would not let their names go. And look at how many of them we got the commitments from. I think the only one we really missed out on that I thought would stick was the Coleman kid out of Saraland. So I take that one. When you look at the defensive line products we got, on roster now, I take that. So that's my high value targets. Let's go to the undervalued targets. And I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying before y'all go and start, thinking that Coach Smook talking trash about kids and saying that they trash. I'm saying undervalued. If you know your terminology, undervalued meaning someone that's not receiving people or something that's not receiving enough value or enough attention, right? And I think Malachi Lee, the kid out of Hawaii, is a 5-star. Size, frame. A lot of times those kids, they don't get to play a lot of competition, right? A true island kid, they come over and play some teams in California. I think the story behind him is there might be a transfer story. I don't know. Somebody fact check me. Him just coming on the radar and me trying to resource my way out to the West Coast like that is some storylines that I want to check up on. But I think there's a transfer in place to a prestigious high school program in Cali. And I don't want to put a name on it because I don't want to be that guy. Y'all know it's a few schools out there that just pull guys like that from able to get them transferred in prep schools. So that'll be interesting to kind of follow that. You got some West Coast schools that could do that. Malachi Lee, I think he's very undervalued as far as his rankings and how people talk about him. But you look at him on this, the fact that Alabama has him on campus, it just opens up the I guess you could say the pitch or the recruiting agenda for other targets in that position. Interior offensive lineman. I think Alabama wants to look at. I truly believe that Alabama will go after Lee as a nose guard defensive tackle. We haven't seen them go for the big run stuffer yet. All of our guys have been 6'2", 6'3", stocky, can get off blocks, slippery, strong hands, generate power, bull rush specialist. I think Lee, go turn the film on. Offensive lineman tackle, yeah, good. I think right there he's a 4-star, but if he goes in as a defensive lineman, he could be a 5-star defensive lineman. It's hard to move him. It's hard to move a 6'6", 320-pound specimen. So yeah, I like the fact that I don't think he's getting enough attention, and I think he's undervalued because the fact that he could be effective on both sides of the ball, that's good for Bama to be targeting him. Undervalued for some, it's a quality snatch up for us if we can get that look. And he's trending towards. He's speaking highly on Bama. A Bama look from a lot of those West Coast kids is right up there. It's right up there. They may not have the ties, the Southern ties and all of that. So like some of us grow up as fans and athletes wanting to play for Bama, but watching it from afar is like a dream. It's foreign to them. So when they get approached, right, it's like, oh wow, let me really look at this. Somebody said, Dylan Derham says, if Lee was in California, Texas, or Florida, he'd be a 5-star. Oh, 100%. That's why I'm saying if he was playing at a school or even in Maryland, I want to say St. Francis in Maryland, if he was playing at a prep academy like that, IMG, he'll be a 5-star. You're absolutely right, Dylan. Absolutely right. Bama Bill said he got too much dip on his chip. Mello, where you come from, man? How'd you find the channel? Are you subscribed to the channel? Appreciate you for pulling up. Unless Bama wants to be the new Clemson and Dabo, no NIL and no portal. What? Wait. You can't fool me. Tuscaloosa is a college town. There's nothing else there. Literally a worse town than Athens. What are we talking about? Hey, oh, Melo's one of them fake insider dudes that be watching his message boards. It just popped up on my YouTube. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. You gonna like it over here. I like to debate with people that think they know recruiting. You know what? I should just. What if I just start flashing my Twitter inbox? What if I just started flashing my? What if I did that for like to piss people off? Because y'all know people get mad at the fact that people talk to me anyways, right? What if I just started flashing my Twitter inbox screenshots? Hey, what if I did that? Y'all think that'd be a little cool little? I think the recruits are like it too. I'm gonna see. I think they'll like it. Like real conversations, like casual conversation. What you ate today? Type stuff, like all the time. And then people think I just be talking about stuff, just be talking. I don't have to do that. I don't have anybody cutting the check for me, right? I don't have anybody cutting the check for me, so I don't have an agenda to push. So my best bet is to go with what I know, right? And I wouldn't have had Sincere Johnson on my freaking. I wouldn't have had CJ up there if I. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, let's get back to it. Ryan Mosley, we talked about Ryan Mosley early. Georgia product, Georgia commit, hard Georgia commit. I think the kid is high on Georgia, but I always say this: wide receivers, Jamarcus Shepard, he does something to you. You better ask Caleb Cunningham. Went down to the wire. And I'm glad we went the way we went. When you look at schematically what we have on roster, Mbakwe's flip into the wide receiver room makes sense. Skill sets matter. Can you get what you can get from Mbakwe that you can you get that from Bach? The same thing you can get from Caleb. 5-star receiver out of Mississippi that we were targeting last year. He was committed, remember? And then decommitted. Ryan Mosley is one of those guys that Alabama could do the same thing. Georgia got an early commit from a 3-star, a kid that's not getting a lot of looks for some reason. I don't know how a 6'4" kid, 205, with his catch radius, his height, his leaping ability, isn't getting more offers. But Ryan Mosley visiting this weekend is huge. Talk to Jamarcus Shepard, man. Coach Hughes is on that staff also. Going to be interested to see what type of feedback we get back from him. Let me go to JJ Finch before I go to Deacon Schmidt. I think JJ Finch is a topic that we can kind of dive into as we get ready to close out here for the next 20 minutes. Y'all heard my close out. Anyway, defensive lineman JJ Finch out of Warren Central in Indiana. We talked about him being a solid Purdue guy. I think Purdue has the leverage because he's an in-state guy, but having him on campus early in his visits is huge because you want to try to be first impression and kind of have that thought of when he goes and visits Purdue, when he goes and visits Texas, and I forget the other schools that's looking at him. Let me pull it up real quick. I forget who all was after him. All right, let me go here. Scroll down. I forget what his other visits was. Finch right here. Excuse me, chat. I'm sorry. Tennessee. It wasn't Texas. It was Tennessee. Tennessee, LSU, and Florida. So we want to be the first ones in the SEC to kind of impact and get that last impression. I think he has an official visit set up for LSU June. June is next week. Let me pull it up. June, Tennessee. The week after that, he's already had his visit with Purdue. So following up a visit after Purdue, we get to beat out the rest of the SEC schools, having that lasting impression. Okay, if I'm going to be in the SEC, these are the guys I'm going to be either playing with or I'm going to be competing against. And interior defensive line, we know that we need to pad that room after this year. We're losing a lot of guys on the front. He has an opportunity to be another developmental piece. Him and Landon Simmons have an opportunity to kind of be your red shirt freshman in Landon Simmons and your true freshman in JJ Finch that kind of come on together and grow together like Edric Hill, Jeremiah Beeman. Who else is in that room? Edric Hill, Jeremiah Beeman, and Jordan Renard. Like those threes came in around the same time and they kind of developed together. I like that. Roll Tide, C-Bama, good to see you. But yeah, that's 6'3", 260, strong hands. Strong hands. That's the first thing I'm gonna tell you. Violent hands. Can possibly get up to that 275, 280 range, right? At Bama. But he can play interior at 275 at Bama. 270. He can play interior defensive lineman. You know? Especially the way Kane Womack likes to dial up the stunts and the twist from the 1 to the 5 or the 5 to the 1, right? Exotic stunts up front or something that's attractive to interior defensive linemen. It opens it up for them to get to the quarterback. So trust me when I say it. Last but not least, I'm very high on us building this offensive line depth, right? There's a possibility that because of how many assets are available in that room right now, we're going to see what Roberts, Brailsford, Vandermark, Dewberry, Proctor. We might lose 5 offensive linemen this year. I think Dewberry comes back. We might lose 4 offensive linemen this year. So your freshmen from this year that we're very high on, they got to be ready to step up and compete for starting jobs next year. You got some redshirt sophomores that's there. They're going to be there competing. You got to start developing your future. Deacon Smith, very highly underrated 3-star. All you got to do is turn the film on. He's in Colorado in the Midwest. I don't care. Turn the film on. There's certain things as a coach you see and say, hey, he does this. I could develop him. I could teach him this. I could develop him and teach him how to do this. Technique things, very heavy on his feet. I think he got to get lighter on his feet. I think if he comes to Bama, you get him as a guard, maybe a center. You know, Coach Cap is huge on getting his interior guys comfortable with snapping. 6'5", 325-pound center. You're padding that offensive line. He's not too heavy. You know, that 340 crap that we was looking at last year, that ain't, I mean, or 2 years ago, that ain't never happening again at Bama, I guarantee you. But a guy like that, Deacon Smith, with his length, his height, he's kind of like Caden Proctor. He can carry the weight good. Very, very athletic up top. Feet a little heavy, but very athletic up top. Can reach, very strong. Very violent with his hands when he's, you know, jabbing you, stabbing, you know, getting in his kick. Takes up a lot of space, and that's what you want on the interior of your offensive line. A guy that can move and not be moved as much. All right, so that's kind of the list for the weekend. I'm gonna go through the list one more time and call it out for y'all. 14 confirmed visits, and like I said, by the end of the day, I'll. Hey, but like I was saying, the list. Let's go through it, and I can share it right here. Mic check. We can share it right here. Alabama 247 with the official list here. And I didn't speak on KJ Edwards. I think that's a Texas lock. Him coming to Bama is just, you know, taking a visit. And I just don't think he fits the mold of the second running back you want in this class. All right? I don't think he fits the mold. Jet Washington, KJ Edwards. If he says I'm gonna commit to Alabama, you're not turning that commitment down. That's with anybody on this list. Nolan Wilson, defensive lineman. Like I said, I'm high on him, but I just don't think Alabama is going to have him in the end game. You look at Miami, like I said earlier. I don't think Ole Miss is far outside that picture either. Pete Golden, that defense, however attractive it's been looking, is probably going to want to stay on the edge. As you know, our edges aren't 260 plus anymore. We're 245, 250 less. John Latham is your one exception, being in that scheme. He wants to play edge rush. I don't think he fits the scheme. Maybe you can convince him to come on and develop into a bandit like Keon Keelan, right? Sincere Johnson, Braden Ross, Titan Davis, Kevin Ford Jr., Jonas Walton, Malachi Lee. I'm telling y'all, man, this is going to be a good one. They have him listed as the offensive tackle on here. Like I said, he might be an interior defensive lineman for us. Might be an interior defensive lineman. Kenny Darby out of Louisiana. I think that kid's a solid LSU pick. I mean, he looks like an LSU receiver. Plays like him. Celebrate like an LSU receiver. Ryan Mosley committed to Georgia right now. I think we might have a chance with him coming on campus this weekend. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama goes and takes 3 wide receivers in this class now that I think about it. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't see Shep going to the portal again for a wide receiver, heavy wide receivers again going in. I think he goes and probably gets a marquee guy whenever they're available. But next year, I like it. Xavier Tiller. I think we have a good chance with him too. I think Texas is in the running with him also, right? Deacon Smith, just got done talking about him, and JJ Finch. That's the roster. That's the list for this weekend's visit, chat. This weekend's visits for the Alabama Crimson Tide. If you enjoyed that segment, man, give your boy some chops in the chat, man. Chop it up. Appreciate y'all for tuning in today, man. It's been fun. It's been fun. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show, man. Remember, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Let me know that you are here and supporting the Coach Smook Network, man. We're going to continue to do what we do here at the Coach Smook Network. Now, going into June, I wanted to start this show today, and as I close out here, we got, 7 minutes to close out. All right. I want to do this show today. This is kind of the only type of recruiting content I'm going to provide publicly. There are certain things that I learned from last year in this industry, and hopefully Twitter is buzzing right now. Because I need my Twitter people to really watch and pay attention and hear me when I say this, especially for the ones that don't really support my content for real, right? So I need you to hear this when I say this. If and I'm not throwing no shade, if these other platforms demand $6.99 and $14.99 to provide you false narratives or inaccurate reports or things that can be misleading, then I feel like at least $2.99 to somebody that's really trying to establish some quality recruiting coverage, some recruiting insight. I feel like $2.99 is more than enough, and on my personal opinion, but it's the least that you can do to support the type of work that we have to put in to put our name out there on the line, talk to some of these guys and their families, right? Talk to some of these athletes and their families, even with the women's basketball coverage that we're doing now, for our women's basketball recruiting segments that we're going to be jumping into this summer. Like, all of these things matter, and there's certain confidentiality that you want, right? Hold on. Can I take myself off screen real quick? I got you. I'm gonna just show it to you. I'm really killing these folks in this content stuff, bro. I keep seeing folks keep trying to copy my editing, my animations and stuff. Check this out, chat. I know y'all see the background. Tell me that junk ain't fire though. Tell me this. That's that. I'm just saying, man. Tell me that jug ain't fire, chat. Put some fire in the chat. Y'all can't tell me that jug ain't fire. But anyways, but like I said, we've developed these relationships. We've developed relationships with coaching staffs at multiple universities, UAB, South Alabama, North Georgia, Georgia State, Albany State, Alabama State, South Alabama, ULA, ULM. I mean, so many different schools. Boston College. We're even talking with Boston College representatives right now. And a lot of people, they look at how we conduct our business, you know, interactions, and they like, man, where's your booking agent? And I'm like, man, I'm just starting up, you know. So as we continue to grow, that $2.99 a month really helps, you know. It's a stretch, you know, with everything that we do, but it really helps because I get to set up that traveling arrangement for my cameraman or for the next meetup when we have to come together, or I need somebody to meet me at a certain location. Like, all of that is handled because of your support. So I greatly appreciate it. And so if you're not a member of the AAA family and you want to have the inside scoop with all of the recruiting news when it comes to Alabama, and even some other big name recruits that Alabama isn't targeting, I am in close proximity and relationship with them. You want to definitely support and become a member on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, not just subscribe, but become a member. Join this family. The month of June is going to be packed with random lives, random VODs about a recruit and where he's at, his thoughts with Alabama. It's going to be random. I can't schedule it out because that's how it happens. If you watched us last year, if you go look at my live streams from last year, during the month of June, we were going live at least 2 or 3 times a day for like 20, 30 minutes at a time, or sometimes it go to 2 hours. You know, just talking about this recruit flipping or this recruit want to come on and talk to us. So I move when they're available. You all know they love to come on the Coach Smook Network and just chop it up. See, I even see other platforms copying that now. So look, shout out to the game changers, man. Shout out to the trailblazers. For real. It's a few of us in this industry. I can't speak for many in the Alabama space, and I ain't taking no shots, but I am. I got big guns and they loaded. So come for me if you want to. That's all I'm saying. But that's going to close it out for our recruiting segment today. I just like providing y'all the good stuff, man. And I see other stuff being thrown out there. It's a lot of Facebook groups out there that allow anything to be posted. Share this in there. Provide some people with some quality stuff. So you won't be sitting here listening to some barbershop talk, right? Listen to some quality stuff. People that know what they're talking about. We got a team over here. Me, myself, BT, Brody, not necessarily on the team, but somebody that we resource with. Rodney Orr is another guy we resource with. You don't hear their names on a lot of the main media stuff because they actually on the ground doing the real work, talking to people that actually know what they're talking about, and they might write about it. I'm the only one on the camera right now, and I'm really trying to get more of those resources and their product out there and what they're putting out there for us in recruiting, because they're part of the reason why I'm able to get in and build these relationships and project what I project about our recruiting. And whether you like me or not, you talk about, you know, if I'm lame, I'm ugly, whatever, go check the track record on us predicting recruits to Alabama, right? Before it's announced. Let's be fair. I told y'all Coleman was gonna flip the day the day he flipped. I did a live stream. That was my first weekend. Y'all remember my first weekend in T-Town. Alabama was playing Tennessee at home. Men's basketball. I got invited to the game. Right? That morning I did it live. I said, don't be surprised if we get that flip. That Auburn flip. And Auburn fans was in our chat talking trash over there on that other channel. Y'all remember that? It's the reason why we get in those circles and we talk to the right people and we say the right things, is because we want to continue to be able to provide y'all that excitement around our college football and Alabama recruiting. So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in, man. I can't thank y'all enough for supporting the content. As my light goes out, that means that it's time to end the show. My little light went out. I don't know if y'all can tell in the chat, but that's definitely my light went out. But if you haven't, think about joining the membership, become a member of the AAA family, and supporting the Coach Smook Network. Think about purchasing merch. Don't even think about it. You need to go purchase your merch. We got the new designs being uploaded. We didn't have the right files last week, so we couldn't put the right graphics up. But if you all haven't seen the merch, man, y'all need to go check it out. It's really popping right now. We'll have the new items up on Friday, tomorrow. They will be up there, so go check them out. VIP members, our stickers, we're waiting for our stickers to show up so I can mail them out. We only have 4 VIP members right now, and I personally know them, so I could personally get them their Coach Smook Network stickers so that they can continue to represent. And these stickers are laminate, right? They the kind that you could like stick on the car, or you can stick on like whatever, right? So if you want one, go to the merch site. They're on there. VIP members get it for free if you want it for free. You know what I'm saying? And other perks and merch that we're going to be sending out quarterly, 1 item quarterly, right? The sticker is not the item of the quarter. We're going to vote on that, VIP members. But if you want to take advantage of that and continue to support the Coach Smook Network, definitely do so. Links are provided on the main page in our link tree. And then shout out to all of our sponsors. Y'all can't see the hat right now. What's over there? We got the green screen up right now. That's why y'all see the fuzz at the top. But shout out to all of our sponsors. Thank you all for supporting and partnering with Coach Smook Network. And with that being said, man, y'all be blessed, man. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Subscribe, you do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook through the game. Roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok. Subscribe, you do roll with the tide. Down in the gun, down in the gun, down in the gun with Coach Smook through the game. Roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok, roll with the tide. Down in the gun, down in the gun, down in the gun with Coach Smook through the game. Roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. Twitter X, roll with the tide. Down in the gun, down in the gun, down in the gun with Coach Smook through the game. Roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. Instagram, roll with the tide. Who that? Take your face off that banner, man. I can't hear your keys to take the lead from piano man. He's black, not red like tomato juice. I heard you bounce around like a clown. I call him kangaroo. So I hope you get that hint. I just speak intelligent. You speak your segment from the pen. True. That's in my own word. Position make you switch. In my own word. Authenticity above all is something they can never be. Just my humble opinion. They fair weather jealousy. Triple A, we down, we don't change boat. Alabama roll tide. Put me in the game, yo.